Oh my god, the electric vehicles are taking over the universe, and they're going to replace all the gasoline engines, yeah sure. Just watch this test drive and see what's coming. Just by itself? And if you want to get this service, you can buy this loot box for €19 per month. If you're wondering whether I would buy this car for such a price, I would say no. And the first reason why I would not is its appearance. Even the V-Class I find much more attractive than this automobile. Even though the design of that V-Class is, of course, outdated. Thanks, man. I would even prefer the design of the Skoda Octavia than this automobile. Thanks, man. Some people may pay attention to these cars only because there are not many of them on public roads. I cannot speak for your region, but here there are very few of them. Who were those people who approved and accepted this design? I don't understand.
И это все он дизайн. Все красивое, и fit его amazing.
The second thing I'd like to talk about is the practicality. It's got a wide interior and this complex-shaped display. What am I supposed to do if it gets damaged? Piece of shit. What I'm saying is that I don't trust it. I already told same thing when I was testing the Lucid. If you don't live in USA or European countries, it will be difficult to maintain such a car. There are no official services and no one knows how to deal with it. And perhaps some of you may think, come on, that's a Mercedes. There are plenty of them in the streets and there should be official dealerships that should provide some service. And that's why I decided to take up this question and call to the official Mercedes dealership. Welcome to the official Mercedes-Benz dealership. Unfortunately, we do not maintain electric automobiles. Greetings, you're calling to the Mercedes-Benz contact center. How can we maintain it and where can we maintain it? And also, is there any warranty? Thank you for your call, please stay on the line. I'm going to connect you with the proper specialist. Okay, thank you. Hey, you are cheating! Okay, here's the situation. We've got a Mercedes Eqs, but in Europe. I'm sorry, haven't I just talked to you a couple of minutes ago, if I'm not mistaken? That's right. I've given you the contacts of the call center and the helpline, I guess. How else can I help you? Well, the way you can, cause those guys sent me back to you. So is there any… Oh, I see, but I don't think there's any way we can help you. The only thing I can do is call them myself and ask them to search for another service. Well, that's just… horrible. After that, I decided to go to the dealerships myself. And after I started getting refusals after refusals, well, that was not the official refusal. That was just a tricky reply. They said that, well, yes, we can look at the car, but we don't have the proper specialists, and we don't have the proper skills. We don't know what to do, and we don't have any spare parts for this car. And that doesn't surprise me at all, actually, because since there are so few of them in the streets, at least here in Russia, no dealership is gonna rent a warehouse and buy spare parts for these cars. And for that reason, you should drive this car as carefully as possible and stay away from car accidents. Okay, our car is definitely facing some issues. I cannot say that's a huge problem, but nevertheless we're facing it every day, and it's pissing me off because it's been there from the very first day. It has run only 1,000 miles, and every single morning as I start the car, it's showing me the same error. Your fuel cap is open. Well, in case with this car, that's the charger cap. And this problem is not getting away. And the funniest thing is that when we try to charge it, we spend like 40 minutes trying to open it. Like this, I had to knock over it like for half an hour because nothing else worked. And thanks God it helped, it did open. And we finally could charge it. But what's gonna happen today or tomorrow? No one knows. By the way, I even tried to open it with the cable hidden in the trunk. But even that didn't help me. I have no idea why, but it seems to be completely broken all the way. You bitch. What a piece of shit. It just won't open. When you are driving an electric car, and a pretty expensive one by the way, and face problems with the interior lighting, you immediately remember that it's almost nowhere to maintain this car. And such things automatically make you think about whether it's actually worth messing with it. For example, there's a new Lucid Air and it did it again. Just by itself? Yeah, it's on camera. Wow, check this out. I just hope it's not gonna floor itself and crash into that Volvo. Hello there. This car has run only 1,000 miles. But we're getting more and more of these strange sounds. It seems like they're bundling frogs with these cars. I guess the only thing any single person may say after getting inside of this automobile is wow. It looks incredibly impressive, and even though the navigation system is pretty the same to the 223 Mercedes, it's still same comfortable and same fast. It understands everything it should, so there's no problems with it. I never faced a single lag, so I'm gonna be honest with you, I like it. And also there's a 3D mode. It looks like this, check it out. You can see buildings. And of course these are just the small things, but they're such sweet nothings. Check it out, the system understands it's already dark outside, and you can see lights in the windows of the buildings. That's so cool. And of course, as usual, everything here is completely adjustable. What I mean is that you can easily change the color of these RGB lights. And once again, there's nothing special about it. This is just beautiful and that's it. So what else do you get? The massage seats, of course, with lots of different modes. Here you can click it. Here are the seat settings, the ventilation settings. You can adjust everything you want. These front seats are very comfortable, which I cannot say about the rear ones. And also there's one interesting feature about this display. If you try to reach it with your hand, it understands which side the hand is coming from. So when I try to press something, it automatically switches to my seat. But when it's the passenger's hand, it immediately switches to the passenger seat. You don't have to switch it yourself, and I find that smart. Once again, these are just the small things, but this car is all about such things. By the way, the front passengers got their own screen over here, and there's pretty much to do with it. For example, you can entrust the navigation to your passenger. It's fully functional, and I find this handy because I hate doing that myself while driving. Okay, so I started the test drive at 8 o'clock in the morning, with a full battery of course, and I haven't been driving it faster than 60 miles per hour. I'm driving it calmly for the whole day. I'm obeying the road rules. But 48% like... I've driven not more than 45 miles. It's only 12 o'clock, but we already lost half of the battery. I'm like an addict. I'm nothing left to do than to search for a charger. The only thing I want is to get a dose as quick as possible. Crazy. I'm ready to sell my kidney for a dose of electricity. Damn it. Fucking electric cars. So right now we're in Ramenskoye town. We've been driving for business for the whole day, and unfortunately but expectedly we're running out of the battery, and I'm concerned about it because we might not get back. So I decided to open the map and search for the charger here in Ramenskoye, and I did found it. This is it, the electric car charger number 1042. By the way, it's the only one in the town. This charger was even supposed to fit this automobile. Unfortunately, the only problem is that it's simply not there. Everyone keeps saying that the future belongs to electric cars, and soon we'll get rid of gasoline cars. You should come to Ramenskoye. If at least 5 electric cars appear in this town, the universe will collapse. Just imagine 10 of them. I guess 5 of them is gonna be charging on even days, and the other 5 on odd days. Under one condition, of course, if they ever find a proper charger here, which is really doubtful. Let's be honest, we don't have many of them, even in Moscow. Right now we're searching for another backyards. Are we there? It seems to be. So we're supposed to find this charger in the middle of nowhere. I'm sure it's already been stolen. It says this is the place. But there's nothing out here. And I'm sure the authorities know about it, and they've got all the proper documents that the charger stands where it's supposed to be, but you will never find it there. So according to the car information, we have already wasted 30 miles on searching this charger. At least the battery says so, but in reality it was much less than 30 miles. We've been driving all around this town just looking for a charger. We have visited 3 spots already but never found a single one. I guess you should always remember to keep extra 60 miles of charge just for this fucking search. See what I mean? We wasted our charge on getting here, but now we have to go back and keep searching. Which means we're gonna waste another 30 miles. It's 60 miles of our battery just for nothing. We're wasting our battery to find a way to charge our battery. And people often reproach me in the comments, saying Davidich is always flooring those electric cars. You should try to drive calm, man. Here I am, I'm driving calmly, but my only destination is always a charging station. Yesterday I found out this car's got a very interesting thing, and this interesting thing is called Mercedes Eqs shop. Unfortunately, for some unknown reason, this shop connects only to Estonian server, so the language switches to Estonian. Here you can buy different services provided by Mercedes. Some of them are cheap, like 90 euro per month. Some of them may cost 100 euro, and this one costs 489 euro. I'm gonna show it to you. Not so long ago, it was popular to hate BMW for literally the same thing. Everyone was pissed off because BMW made them buy heated seats on a subscription, and that made people so angry. Even then I said that that's okay, that's just the way it's gonna be from now on, and we just have to accept this way of development. And it's not gonna change just because we keep saying we don't like it. If you are ready to pay for it, you will get it. If you are not, then you won't. So in case with this Mercedes, this system costs 489 euro for a year, and also you can get it for 1169 euro for 3 years. What it's doing is, it increases the angle of rear turning wheels, when parking of course, which helps you maneuver more precisely at the parking lot. Mercedes keeps it up to you. If you want it, you get it. If you don't want it, auf Wiedersehen. And here's another service for you, it's the dashcam. Or the camera, that's how they call it. So this video recorder will register everything that's going on around your car. Thus, in case of any accident, you will get the video. And if you want this option to work, you may pay for it 240 euro. Have no idea how long it's gonna work. For months or forever, because I don't know Estonian. But I hope that's a one-time deal. Though if I provided it, I would make everyone subscribe to it. If we talk about the interior in general, well, Mercedes has always been better in this than the BMW. And the guys from the BMW decided to pay attention and improve themselves on the BMW iX. They made their interior look synthetic, and that new design and the new approach really made it look unusual, but at the same time, quite luxurious. Because they actually added lots of cool stuff like those crystal buttons and those amazing and comfortable seats. I would say they have reworked their design pretty deeply. But I would never buy a car just for its design. How on earth can I buy this car if it has run only 1,000 miles and everything is already crunching and those lights are going crazy and they can't help me in the official dealership? Come back tomorrow. Is that a cup holder? Yep. If you ever ask me what's so special about this car, I would say that first of all, you should never floor the gas pedal, because otherwise it will die like immediately, same as all the other electric cars. The second thing is this huge display that no one gives a shit about. This car drags absolutely no attention, neither here in a small town like Ramenskaya, nor in huge cities like Moscow. No one cares. People pay much more attention to Kias or Hyundais, so the only feature that this car really has is that it's really quite nimble. If you compare this car to some Maybach, you'll find it smaller with a smaller base. It's not that long, and that makes this car very steerable. I would even say its steering is light and comfortable, so it's quick even despite it being quite a big car. Also, I have to mention that I really like the windshield HUD, but there's nothing special about it because it's the same windshield HUD they put on a 223. And also the front seats are actually extremely comfortable. I like my positioning, so it would be great to travel for some long-distance trips, but let's be honest, this car will never go for a long-distance trip. At the same time, the rear seats are catastrophically uncomfortable. Well, not that uncomfortable as the Audi's RS6 ones, but still, I simply cannot recommend anyone buying such an automobile. It's quite an arguable situation with maintaining this car, at least here in Russia. Also, this car is making lots of strange noises, and it's got only 1,000 miles on its odometer. It's almost a brand new car, and it feels like it's already falling apart. So I would say this car is being quite controversial. If you ask me whether I would ever buy this car, I would say yes. But not more than for a third part of its price. I'd like to say it's worth its money, but unfortunately that's not true. I guess this car rather fits women than men. It's kinda more feminine. And saying women, I really mean housewives. That usually drive their kids to school or to some shopping mall, but still under one condition. If most of the time you keep this car charging at your own charging station in your own underground garage. Then you can buy this car for your wife, or buy it for yourself if you are a single mother. And it doesn't actually matter whether you've got kids or you don't. If you don't drive often, and you want to own a car that in some way stands out among the others, this car will definitely let you do that. At least every time you come to the car service, you're gonna be seeing the surprised eyes of the mechanics. For some reason, it seems to me that you're gonna be an often guest there, so it's gonna surprise people constantly. But moving in traffic, this car is gonna stay an imperceptible gray mouse, even despite it being quite an expensive car. Absolutely no one's gonna pay attention to it. Except for me. Cause I'm gonna feel sorry for you when I see you driving this car in traffic. I'd like to go home now, but I'm afraid it's not gonna make it.